I have a love-hate relationship with this fifth-dimensional imp, but that's because of the comics. I just hate him in the show. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Supergirl Episode 13, Mr. and Mrs. Mxyzplik. Now let me talk about this character for a minute, because it is a big deal to bring him into the Valentiverse. The idea of the fifth dimension, about magic, and about a high level of science is very interesting, because it's the same excuse they use for the New Gods and the Green Lantern Corps, both of which are things that I would like to see brought into the Berlantiverse. It's also worth noting that Mxyzplik has showed up in just about every version of Superman, except the movies, and even then he was plotted to be in the third movie, but it just didn't work out. He's a fifth-dimensional imp that can control reality at its fundamental level. He's a trickster spirit and a fun character, normally. But they've also used him for some serious stuff, too. After how last week ended, he pretty much was just set up as a foil for Monalvo, someone who was going to just make that relationship that they already have problems writing harder to write. But let's get into specifics and throw this up here. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So it's Valentine's Day, and also some equivalent holiday on Mars that I am wondering if it's romantic love or family love, because John's sending a message to Miss Martian for it. And anyway, our fifth dimensional imp shows up to woo Supergirl, because he's decided that he is going to be in love with her after watching her other romantic entanglements from afar. Where I can totally understand falling in love at first sight with someone that looks like Melissa Benoist. If I actually saw someone act the way she acts in relationships, I'm not so sure that that would exactly be my ideal idea of how a woman would act. Okay. We also have a few subplots. For instance, we have her sister and Maggie, and the fact that Maggie hates Valentine's Day, and ha ha ha, one person in the relationship hates Valentine's Day and the other one loves it. Isn't that so funny? Ha ha ha. Where do they come up with these creative ideas that I've never heard of in any love story ever before? Speaking of which, then we have Wynn, who randomly runs into an alien who just happens to be from a star system he knows a little bit about and knows a book from. And I think we actually took this scene from Buffy, where she kicks the shit out of all the guys. And of course, like any superhero, she gets the guy of her dreams, which is Wynn, right? Mind you, I'm not knocking Wynn, not by any stretch of the imagination. When it was him or Jimmy, I really liked him better for her than Jimmy. But the entire idea of, on Valentine's Day, this random hot chick just shows up just kind of smells of desperate writing cliches. I mean, wouldn't it have been more normal for him to just be alone? But okay, enough of my bitching about those subplots. My own anger issues with Valentine's Day aside, Mxyzplik is explained in the show as being a fifth-dimensional imp. His abilities border on magical, and they even talk about the fact that Genie and Jinn and leprechauns and stuff like that all are based on him, which makes perfect sense. In the DC comic books universe, he's normally just about one of the most powerful, and I actually covered a story involving him called Emperor Joker not too long ago that was pretty hideous. Because where I wouldn't label Mxyzplik as harmless, I would label him as less harmful of the villains, and Joker with his power is scary. Normally in the comics, you need to do some trick, you need to find some way to beat him and outsmart him. In this, we have the fact that on Daxma they used to crush them. Now I question the brilliance of that, but I also question the intelligence of most of the people on Daxma, so it's okay, I'll allow it. Of course, Supergirl does not want to use lethal force, and we end up with she needs to find a way to overcome him by outsmarting him. I will also say that his particular way of wooing a girl is totally something I've seen before, mostly in high school. Let me give her all the flowers and say all the right things, like they say in the cheesy movies. I'm sure that will get the girl. But of course, then we have to continue on with Mon-El's plan, which is to kill the fifth-dimensional imp, and I still have no idea how that plan was going to work out. But of course, I'm burying the lead here, because the DEO has a weapon that's capable of cutting Mxyzplik off from the fifth dimension, which in and of itself is pretty damn-ass powerful. However, like in the comics, the way to get him to go back is the original way. Make him say his name backwards. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, since I'm pretty sure Mxyzplik I'm mispronouncing as well. However, like everything else, I have to admit Daxma has a point. Man, that's impossibly hard to... I mean, how do you trick someone into saying the one thing that sends them home? Supergirl's plan is pretty simple, though. Get him to the fortress where he's not a danger to anyone, shoot him down, and then hope to come up with a better plan midstream. And I will say, this was the best use of the Fortress of Solitude ever on this show. Oh my god. They really went all out with the special effects budget for a lot of things. But the actual animating of the skeleton slash statue of Jor-El was beautiful. Also find out that the fortress has a self-destruct mechanism, which she uses by reprogramming the deactivation code to be his name spelled backwards. So the only way he can stop it from exploding is to say his name backwards. It's a pretty decent trick. Let me know. Can you think of a better one? Can you think of a way to trick someone into saying, writing, communicating in some way something that they wouldn't want to? How do you get someone to say something they don't want to? All in all, I will say that the episode was fun. It's not the best one they had, and the fact that it's a Valentine's Day episode a week late is kind of lame, but I guess I could see where they were coming from. And I guess that even the characters that I thought were right-wing kind of goofball, or the ones that are always goofball, had some pretty good points. And it wasn't so bad. And you know what? You don't go into a Mxyzplik episode and say, hey, I expect a really serious drama here. We did get some of that with Alex, and we did get the whole sister trying to help out thing. So, all in all, I'm going to give this one a solid. It's not as bad as it could have been. But okay, we've reached the part of the episode where I need to ask you to subscribe to my channel, and of course, like and share it, so that we can build a community, and you can help me walk through the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.